Me did yanyante chua, and maybe I'm discovered for you, Pakuma Busia for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Nefesi kakomu Busia for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Put sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Manasseh Azure is one popular journalist in Ghana. In fact, he's also an investigative journalist. And he's put out something which hinges around our showbiz space. And I want us to take some, like maximum 30 minutes to discuss what he said. Maybe there is a lesson in here you and I, we have to pick. Or if we have to trash it too, why not? It is allowed. Of course, we are allowed to trash anything that we want to trash. And again, we are also allowed to imbibe in the lessons and the wisdom in some of these posts. So today, we are going to review a post he did on Facebook, I think yesterday or so. Now, let me read it and listen to me attentively as we do this. It says, last Saturday, I listened to BBC Sport. The broadcast was in the studios of YFM in Kumasi, Ghana. It featured BBC journalists and their counterpart sport journalists in Ghana, who acquitted themselves honorably. I felt proud listening to George Addo Jr., Nathaniel Attor, Citizen Attor, and others. Getting to the end of the show, the host asked the BBC journalists about their favorite Afrobeat musicians. While they were yet to name names, the host offered to help them. He asked them whether they knew Wizkid. They said yes. Then he asked if they knew Davido. They said yes. Then the host switched to Ghana. He asked if they knew Shatta Wale. They said no. Sarkodie, they said no. Stonebwoy, they said no. I felt uncomfortable that our three top brands weren't known outside our shores by people who were saying so on our airwaves while professing their knowledge of Nigerian artists. Does that mean Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, and Shatta Wale aren't good enough? Far from that. It means the audience for any performer is the over 7 billion people across the world. So if you fill a stadium in Ghana with 1,000 fans, you don't have to F Nigerians. You need the Nigerians, the most populous English-speaking country in the sub-region, where you are most likely to get your biggest gigs outside Ghana. The world is your stage, not a small stadium in Ghana. To them that have ears, let them listen. This is coming from Manasseh Azure Awuni. He's a very respected journalist here in Ghana, known for many investigative journalistic pieces. And today, he has done something closer to our corridors, that is show business. And on this platform, when you touch showbiz, it cannot pass without our notice. So we are going to spend some time to do this. So in summary, he was listening to a conversation, I'm sure it was about the World Cup here and there, and it was with a BBC journalist. And in the conversation, they asked, have you been following Afrobeats? Do you know Afrobeats? And the host did not even wait for the BBC journalists, whether they were 2 or 3 or more, whether they are going to even mention names on their own. He started asking, you know Wizkid? He said yes. You know Burna Boy? He said yes. Do you know Davido? He said yes. Then the guy said, okay, Now that my Nigerian guys have passed the test, let's come to Ghana. Of course, in Ghana, you can mention some top S's. He mentioned, do you know Shatta Wale? No. Stonebwoy? No. Sarkodie? No. And Manasseh, the man on the screen, felt uncomfortable. So now this is what he's saying, that if you are known only in Ghana, if you are able to fill the Accra Sports Stadium, Tamale Sports Stadium, Kumasi Sports Stadium, with thousands of your fans here in Ghana, it is not enough. You need the world, and the world is your stage. Try and conquer the world as well. If the world notices you, that is where you can hit your chest and proudly say, me, I have arrived. I think there is something we need to do here. Meanwhile, after Manasseh had written that, one known and popular entertainment journalist who works with City FM, City TV, and Ghana Weekend, as well as the Kwame Dadzie channel on YouTube, called Kwame Dadzie, also wrote something in response to Manasseh Azure. Just as I read Manasseh Azure's piece, let me also read Kwame Dadzie's piece so we can have a general review of what is happening. Now, Kwame wrote, oh, Jata, there was a Seymour. There was a Seymour. There was a Seymour. There was a Seymour. You only did a screenshot. If you do a screenshot, I won't get a Seymour, unfortunately. If you can rush to get me the test, I'll be very glad. I'm sure you missed the Seymour. Let me read this. I'm sure I'll still get it by the time I'll get to some level. Okay, I think Roland has given me the full post here. Oh, you also gave me the screenshot. No, not the screenshot. The screenshot, I want the Seymour. Aha. The screenshot can't give me the Seymour.
Okay.
Aha. So it says, Manasseh Azure, good to know you care about the music industry. 1. The fact that some journalists somewhere in the world don't know 3 of our top artists does not mean these artists are not known outside our shows. That sounds quite anecdotal. These guys, including Kiddy, Black Sheriff, Jackie, have mad love out there. They may not be as popular as their Nigerian counterparts, but the picture is not that gloomy. 2. Collaborations are good, but you don't need emphasis on need. The Nigerians to get your biggest gigs outside Ghana. What we lack in our Ghanaian music industry is investment. One that would empower our artists. Okay, one that will empower our artists to plug into other markets the world over. Talent we have. We just need to tighten our marketing and promotional strategies on the international front. This is the work of music business executives. Nigerians, apart from their huge numbers, have really activated the business side of the game. 3. You could have made your point without narrowing it down to Shatta Wale. The world is their stage, but conquering the world starts with conquering a small stadium in Ghana. So as someone who cares about the arts industry, kindly use your platform to solicit support for the arts from investors. This is what we can also do to help, not shaming our artists for filling small stadiums in Ghana. Ajumaneson Medase. And this response came from Kwame Dadzie, who is also a known and a respected journalist here in Ghana. He works with TTFM, CTTV, and Ghana Weekend, as well as he runs a channel on YouTube called the Kwame Dadzie channel. Now the conversation is open. Manasseh Azure, who is not a through and through entertainment journalist, thinks that a BBC reporter or journalist should know some of our top Afrobeat artists or Ghanaian artists because they know the Nigerian counterpart. He says the guys feeling they are doing enough here in Ghana is not enough. They need to go out there. And the response from Kwame Dadzie. Now I'm going to Mr. Michael Na. He's been around, so much experience in this business. He's worked as a producer, as a performer, as a writer, and he has in-depth knowledge about the space of show business. What Manasseh's observations are, is this a big deal?
Medase. Okay, it's a good observation from Manasseh to start with. And the rebuttal too was very good from Kwame Dadzie. Yebekaya, a few years ago, one of the artists in question stood somewhere outside the shores of Ghana and called Ghana a village.
I'm sure you can be open. It was Shatta Wale.
It was Shatta Wale who
so
did that.
someone doesn't confuse it to be Sarkodie.
Precisely. So some time ago, it for me, from where I sit, it's an admittance. Being a supremo in Ghana is not enough. Of course, the world is our stage, and with technology and all that comes with it, it makes sense to appeal to the world some more. Truly, relatively, if you want to compare, to talk on the side of Manasseh, if you want to compare Shatta to probably Davido, the figures probably show that Davido is bigger, than Shatta. So it means that truly our guys have a lot more work to do. Where I would disagree with Manasseh is the emphasis on Nigeria. Because in one breath you're saying we should appeal to the world. And then in another, you are limiting it to West Africa. And that's where I see some contradiction, So yes, if we're going out there into the world, we should go full force. Let's target where the market is, so that when we are launching out, it will be, yes, we've heard of situations where people are alleged to have gone on tours and they go and play for maybe some family get-togethers, and they come back and tell us that they went on tour. But I think there is always something to look up to. We know the R. Kellys, we know the Celine Dions, we know the Mariah Careys, and when they are doing the shows, the kind of audience they command, the kind of, And so for me, if you want to go global, these are the people to aim at, Either you get to their level or you bypass them, And so, yes, there's still more room for improvement for our guys. Like Kwame Dadzie said, it starts with filling the stadium from here. If you cannot fill a stadium from here, what business do you have going outside? Now we also need to probably put a few things in place, like our music business, taking it seriously, because yes, internationally there is a standard. People have record labels, very well organized record labels, and I'm even reliably informed that when you go, you have your personal vocal coach, you have your personal trainer, as an artist, you have even a psychologist, they call them shrinks, right? Yeah. So someone who is able to talk you out of your problems, because no matter what you do, you're still a human being. You go on social media, you see trolls and stuff like that, they get to you, So you need to shrink someone, a professional, who you can go and empty yourself to, so you can have that kind of free mind and project your art.
Okay.
All these things add up to the success of an artist. Okay. So if we really mean to go global, we need to start getting some of these. Of course, the basic ones like knowing what contracts are and staying with the contract. Basic things like keeping to time, stuff like that. Knowing your craft. As a singer or as a rapper or whatever, it's advised that at least you know how to play one instrument. Learn it. It's part of the craft. But I say, who drew stage crana, who should be to say coda, original stage no born the guitar, and now be to say Nathaniel Bassi with the trumpet, with the kologo, all these people they add, or the laboratory with his flute.
Yeah, his flute. Yeah.
What's Mr. Forson's artist, your friend says Sugar Lord with his guitar.
Yeah.
Exactly. So arts like this, they command international respect. All right. So every artist must put in place some of these things and then know how to project themselves globally.
Now, let me also ask this. Is it their fault that the BBC journalists couldn't identify them or didn't know them? Is it their fault?
Oh, no, let me answer with a joke. A guy met a guy and say, do you know, let me use it as a, do you know Sammy Flex? I say, no. I say, does Sammy Flex know you? I say, no. And they say, 1-1 draw. You know, so, and then, I mean, they are BBC journalists in that regard. They are not entertainment journalists through and through. They are sports journalists. So, yes, I mean...
But they got to know someone.
They got to know someone because of, I mean, probably not on close proximity. You know, I am not into sports. But of course, I may know 1 or 2 names. You know, it doesn't make them better than others. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yes. So knowing them because of probably where they are. Say they are from BBC.
Exactly.
UK Adamibua.
Yeah.
O2 Arena Wenfa.
Oh, London.
Thank you. And Davido acquired show and it's been all over the place. So yes, it stands to reason.
Shatta shows
oh, say
Shatta Indigo.
Indigo O2
no, but still, London, O2
O2 has a bigger appeal.
Yes.
You know, and see, if an African, a Kodaki from Africa comes to, you know, capture O2 Arena, I think it will make more waves than the other place. So yeah, it makes sense. They will know someone like Davido, and of course, Nigerians, like we know, are louder, you know, than Ghanaians in that respect. So yes.
Okay.
For now, yeah, that's what I can say for
all right, thank you so much, man like Michael, now for that insight. Now let me also get your opinion. WhatsApp number on the screen, feel free, drop your opinions there, and we will be going forward to also read some of your comments on Facebook as well. I don't know what the state of the nation is.
I
don't know. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, just Matt, come through. Let me listen to you, bro.
Okay, so let me say greetings to all our viewers and then to all the team at smartnewsgh.net. Yeah, and then let me thank our future Minister of Education. She's a lady, though, Beatrice Aram, for this beautiful cake. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, I see. Future what?
Future Minister of Education.
For education.
Yeah,
and which government?
She lives in the UK, but then I know that definitely.
She gave you the cake.
Yeah. This
nice
beautiful
one.
cake.
Future Minister.
And which
Your day. I'll momo you my size. You hear what I said? I'll momo her my size. Okay, Jay, so same question. So I'm asking whether it is a big deal.
Brasami, I feel Manasseh Azure's worry. You see, sometimes you get the opportunity to maybe come across a discussion where maybe they are talking music business, and then you hear the kind of names that pop up, and suddenly you don't hear any of the people maybe you are closer to
and
or
you respect.
Exactly. You don't hear any of these names. You become very worried. It kills maybe your vim, everything, right? And so I understand where his conversation is coming from, but I think it has 2 ways. Then again, I believe Manasseh Azure actually have a point, but then how to go about it, or how the manner in which he put it, is where the problem lies. It is true that our Ghanaian artists need to do more. And then I believe that even the artists, the musicians themselves, especially the 3 names he mentioned, they know it themselves that, of course, they need to do more. That is why they are not sleeping. They keep working. They keep working. If my memory serves me right, Shatta just came back from USA from a tour.
Oh, he's in Ghana now?
Yeah. I think he's built on a radio show also.
Yeah.
Oh, no. For the radio show, that he can even do it.
No,
from
but
there.
I know Medical is in Ghana and they went together. So
okay, so say you are not sure yet. So maybe someone is watching us who might know.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure though.
For radio show, he can do it from anywhere.
Yeah.
Today's radio show, you don't need to be in the studio.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
because whilst there, I think he's granted some interviews, some
sure.
local channels. So.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to mean is these people are not sleeping. They are working. You see, Manasseh himself as a journalist, I know he's gotten other opportunities to go work outside Ghana. And all was because he had a stepping stone, the foundation, right from Ghana here. And so everything does not start mega where you just go. Sometimes should you even go and then apply? I'm using Manasseh because he's a journalist. Should he go and then himself go to BBC to maybe apply for job opportunity? They will have to look at his experiences, and those experiences, they probably may not be looking at maybe Manasseh working at the CNN whatsoever, at his locality, what he's been able to do there.
Okay.
And so limiting the discussion that somebody should not just fill a stadium and feel entitled to it, that I think is a problem, because that is where the conversation has to start from.
Okay.
If you are a musician, whatsoever you do, your first the target point should be your locality, your community. That is where you need to conquer. And when you are able to conquer, and these people we know have all done this, they've been able over the years to sell their talent or to make Ghanaians buy into their talent, and even Africa at large, and then are working extra harder to enter into the international space. So like Kwame Dadzie told him, yeah, what we need as Ghanaians right now, what our musicians need are the investors. We need these big labels to come on board and then hold some of our artists, because you see the Nigeria's story he's telling. These people didn't do it single-handedly. They have the labels, they have the investors. So Manasseh Azure, his capacity as an influencer in Ghana here, I think if he want to step in and then rather be writing stuff that would project our musicians, the names he mentioned, that could attract other investors, I think that would make a lot of sense, rather than to downplay the work our artists have done over the years. It is not an easy joke working single-handedly. No, it is not a joke at all. Then again, even if you should look at what Manasseh Azure himself was saying, he said some BBC journalist, which means even Manasseh Azure does not know the names of the journalists. If he do, he would have mentioned the names, that so and so journalist from the BBC. So it means probably
no, he was listening to the radio, so
yes.
He might not have paid attention to them, because I'm sure his first interest for going to listen to that program was not the BBC journalist. It was his people, Nathaniel, George, something. They were the people he went to listen to. And fortunately, unfortunately, he heard other voices of some BBC journalists as well.
Yes, and definitely, you are right. But then I believe, I want to assume that their names he's not familiar with.
Well,
the Manasseh I know.
The probability is
yes,
there. Okay.
if he is familiar, he will definitely point down those names. And I think that should not be a worry. Probably you could go to other channels and they still mention the Davidos, and then you get people who may not know them, but if you should mention the Shatta Wales and then the Sarkodie, other people will equally show up knowing them. So I think that alone should not downplay the work our artists are churning out. These people are working effortlessly. The conversation should rather be that we empowering them so they can do more.
How do we empower them? Have we not done it enough already?
I think.
Have we not done enough empowerment already?
So what in this case, we need investors, we need people, we need, you see,
these investors who come and you guys don't even treat them well.
Charlie.
I hope you know the stories, bro.
Charlie.
You know the stories, so don't say, oh no.
Charlie.
You know the stories.
Charlie.
You know the stories of how investors in our showbiz space here in Ghana have been treated. And the stories have not been good. The stories have not been one that we can be proud of. You know it, it's smart.
And you see,
I'm not sure you want me to mention.
then again, you see,
I wouldn't want to mention that.
So yes, so
I want to leave them to rest.
So that is why I'm saying that Manasseh Azure has a lot of role to play in this if he really wants to. Because for him to come and then voice out his worry, then it means he has the creative space at heart, and he is a politician. Or I should say,
no, he's not a politician. I beg you.
So let me say.
No, he wouldn't take this compliment.
No, I mean,
he's a journalist.
Okay, fine. You let me put a journalist, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is Manasseh is one of the people that is associated to most of these politicians. And then, like you said, these are investors that killed their career or couldn't empower them to do more. Most of these people were killed by the politicians. And so should Manasseh, Azure...
Some of them too were not killed by the politicians. They were killed by
the artists themselves.
The same people they put their monies in.
And you see, so that still do not justify that we don't need investors. You see, if we want to...
No, I'm not sure someone has said we don't need investors. But what I mean is, you need investors.
Yeah.
What is the interest of the investor that you are looking for?
Precisely.
You need the investor, that's fine. So if I'm an investor, what is my interest that I should come and invest into you?
Precisely.
So this is where the conversation become very wide.
Good.
And so, yes, so it means we all have a role to play and then to make this work. And so I think going forward, the conversation should rather be how we'll be able to have one mind and then be able to fight and then make sure we get into the world light.
So when Manasseh says you are filling stadium and that is not enough, I'm not sure he's wrong, because maybe if they are able to fill the O2 arenas, they will also get the investors.
No.
I'm sure at this stage, Davido will not struggle to get someone to come and do business with him.
That's right.
Wizkid will not struggle, because when they know, oh, you can pull a cool 20,000 in London, which is not your home country.
See,
I can put my money in you and sleep.
Yeah.
I'm so sure about it.
So should you listen to me very carefully? In my intro, I said Manasseh has a point, but then how he put it, you see, feeling you can fill the stadium, which is very right. That is where it starts from. But then Manasseh made it look like you fill the stadium and then you feel you feel entitled to, and that is, it's not an easy job to fill a stadium.
No.
We have people who are here and then cannot even fill.
Quick one.
Yes. So that is where it stands. It starts at.
Okay, thank you, Jesmat. Yes,
just a quick one. You asked a very important question. I've had some artists coming to me, say, "Oh, bro, I want you to manage me." You know, a very simple question: what do you expect from me, even as a manager? And for most of them, when they say, "I want you to manage me," they want you to put your money inside their craft.
Yeah.
And then I go on, I say, okay, so after putting my money inside your craft, what do I stand to gain? They have no idea. Oh, bro, now someone him say, say, can you give me some timelines? Say, after investing my money in you, let's say in 1 year, 2 years, or whatever, I'll be able to get my money. They have no idea whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, so when people have this kind of mindset, how do you expect investors to come? You know, that's why it's very important for artists to actually learn the tenets of the business, you know, of the show, you know, so that when they are going to pitch for business,
they know what to put before.
Exactly.
The investor
they know what
to
convince them to come and invest their money into your craft.
Okay, perfectly said rather. Let me come now to Roland Amate. Let me listen to his addition to this particular discussion. Roland, Manasseh's observation, Kwame Dadye's response, and the reality.
Manasseh Azure has done a very good observation. He has a point, but I feel the example he used on the basis of popularity is where his whole argument is flawed.
Okay.
There's that specific example of that aspect of popularity. Because I say this, yes, the world is our stage, but reality is that it is not the whole world that will know you. No matter how popular you would be, the reality is that I've watched BET's, some of their documentaries, even going down to the US and the UK's, asking people about Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Beyonce, in some of their suburbs, and they claim they didn't know them.
That's true.
These are on record. So if you use that as an example to your whole argument, where you started the argument from, it is just dead. You are flawed. Your argument is just dead on arrival. That is not to say that he doesn't have a point. Like I said, he does. Because we all admit our artists need to do more. What I believe he should have added to his whole starting was the fact that he needed to preach about a good way or a better working attitude with our artists.
Yeah.
For us to get the record labels, the big investments, and all the communities that comes with the music business, we first have to start with a better or a good working attitude. Bottom line.
That's it.
It is because of the major bad working attitude in our space, which is why most at times we lack investment. This is no news. Our artists need to do more. They know themselves. Yes, filling a sports stadium or filling an auditorium here with thousands of people is so much not enough. But that is not to say that it is not an achievement. It is a hard-earned toil. So, if you want to say that, oh, the person should step out of his comfort zone after filling the whole sports stadium, that is good. Because yes, of course, the world is our stage. The person
need to conquer the world.
The person needs to conquer the world. Fair enough. Again, you would also have to add that the person should have a better working attitude. That attitude which will not scare investors away. That attitude that can tell the investor, that can give projections. The recent Super Bowl that happened, there are still breakdowns coming up out of that Super Bowl. First, a 30-second ad when it started was about, I think, $50-something thousand.
That's right.
Now, that same 30-second ad cost $7 million.
I see.
So, when I am talking about a better working attitude, these are parts. What kind of projections do our artists give these investors? What do you put on the table when you go for negotiations? When you are asking for help, help me, help me, help me. What kind of help do you need?
Thank you.
Wizkid and Davido are all top musicians now, but they both did not start on the same level. When you even check, Wizkid, Davido even came from a much better background than Wizkid. They both needed different kind of helps to make them who they are today. So yes, our artists need to do more. In adding to that statement, you need to also let them know to put up a better working attitude. That is how Manasseh should have made his argument. That is how come Kwame Dadzie also came to rebut, because they've done all they are supposed to do, fulfilled all the basics of being an artist or somebody wanting to be great. They fulfilled all the basics.
Done all the jobs.
Done all the jobs. So the question that we are asking is, what is preventing them from getting what their brothers out there are also getting? That is where the conversation starts. What are some of the things that their brothers are doing right that ours are not doing? That is where the conversation starts. On the basis of some BBC journalists don't know our big names, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, whatever, Shatta, that argument there is dead on arrival, because if indeed they are not popular out there, I'm not sure even the Indigo O2 they would have been able to film. And these are people that we see their videos online where people are jumping on challenges of their song. Sarkodie's Adonai is arguably one of the biggest songs that has come from Ghana. Yes.
Yeah.
It is with streams from all over the world.
All over. So
Millions of views.
unless you don't follow, and you should see the level of response when he stands on or let's say on a stage in London or any other place to perform.
Yeah.
You should see the level of response. So at least even if it is one person that jams to the person's song out there, it is even a good proof that yes, we can do more.
Okay.
It is even a good proof that yes, our people are not sleeping. In fact, they have the tendencies and possibilities of making it big out there, like the people you are comparing them to. We always say it is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. And when we make that kind of argument, we want to limit ourselves to Nigeria. Nobody is saying that.
I'm sure it is because they are our closest rival.
They are our closest rivals, of course. That is one. Secondly, Omodosu Chinye, that is two. Yet these people are so hungry for our smaller marketer.
But in spite of their big numbers, they couldn't marshal 11 players to score us.
that one self is another conversation.
That's another day. I beg you. Don't start that one.
But these
The trolls are enough.
these people are so hungry even for a smaller market.
That's true.
So if we say we want to conquer the world, or we want our people to conquer the world, let's not limit them to the Nigerian market.
That's right.
No. If truly we want to tell, Manasseh Azure wants to tell Stonebwoy, Shatta, Wale and Sarkodie them that the world is their stage, he shouldn't only limit them to the Nigerian conversation.
It's bigger than the Nigerian
It is
conversation.
bigger than the Nigerian conversation, because there's a certain Casper Novus, there's a certain Nasty C,
Diamond Platinum
somewhere,
Okay.
who are
Wrapping
also
up.
doing exploits. Diamond Platinum is one of the biggest artists in Africa.
Yeah.
But I tell you, hit the streets right now and ask about 10 people if whether or not if they know Diamond Platinum.
That they will know Davido,
They will-
Wizkid.
Yes.
Yeah.
So once again, like the question you're asking, what are they doing right?
Exactly.
That our people are not doing.
That is the questions Manasseh Azure need to ask.
That's why he came to write it.
Yes.
So that you and I, we can have the discussion
we
for the
can
boys
have
to know that.
yes, but
Munui.
that's what I want to. That's why I am saying that. Example no use here to attach his arguments. The arguments near flawed. So can use on the basis of popularity and not the working attitude now. And a flawed because about the basis of popularity there. The Black Sheriff is big. Black Sheriff is big. On kwan ho or amafo betimi am business here.
That's right.
But you can find a certain politician who is in Ghana today. He will see people hailing as Black Sheriff. No be say why.
I don't know. Yeah.
I remember some time ago, one CEO of one of the herbal companies, someone mentioned Shatta, Wale and Stonebwoy to them. Also, anymore.
You see, some people have that kind of mindset. That these BBC guys might have known or may have known Davido, Wizkid and the likes, because these are people that probably have played shows in their jurisdiction.
Okay.
You understand? Or maybe have chance on them one way or the other. So on the call of our artists need to do more. That we agree. But with the example of popularity there, on baby.
All right, this is still the Sammy Flex Show here on Base One TV.